They say blood is thicker than water, but trust me, nothing's thicker than the silence when you find out your boyfriend is secretly taking your sister out behind your back. Let's rewind. My name is Camille Hayes, and for 3 years, I played the role of the proud girlfriend of Nathan Cross, the man everyone in town called Mr. Perfect. Tall, polished, corporate lawyer with the charm of a prince and the salary to match. My friends were envious. My mum adored him. And for a while, I thought I had won the jackpot. Until last Thursday night. I was sitting on my couch scrolling through Instagram when I noticed something strange. My sister Natalie, happily married for 5 years to Ethan, posted an unusual photo on her story. It wasn't much, just the corner of a wine glass, a blurry steak, and a caption that read, "When life surprises you." I wasn't suspicious until I recognized the wallpaper behind her table. It was the exact same private dining room Nathan had taken me to for my birthday last year. The Amber Room at Lamalo, the most exclusive restaurant in the city. My heart sank. My stomach twisted. I swiped up on her story and typed, "Who surprised you? Looks fancy." No response. Minutes turned into hours. My mind spiraled. I tried to shake it off. Maybe it was Ethan, her husband, but my gut told me otherwise. Later that night, Nathan texted me. "Working late. Don't wait up." That's when everything clicked. I didn't cry. I didn't call him out. I started planning. If Nathan wanted to take my sister out behind my back, I was going to make sure everyone knew exactly what kind of man he really was. The next morning, I played my part. I texted Nathan sweetly. "I miss you already. Can't wait for our weekend getaway." He replied instantly. "Can't wait either, babe. Just a few more days of work." What a liar. I knew Nathan's patterns. He booked the Amber Room once a year for corporate meetings. I called the restaurant pretending to be his assistant. With a little charm and fake urgency, I confirmed his reservation. Saturday, 7 p.m., table for two. Bingo. I needed a witness, someone who had more to lose than me, someone who had a right to the truth. That's when I called Ethan, my brother-in-law. When I told him what I suspected, he didn't believe me at first. Who would? But after I showed him the screenshot from Natalie's story and mentioned Nathan's late nights, Ethan's voice cracked. "Tell me where and when." We met an hour before the dinner. I handed Ethan a small hidden camera pen I had ordered the night before. I kept another in my purse. My heart pounded as we made our way to Lamalo. Ethan wore a baseball cap low over his face. I slipped into a seat at the bar, far enough not to be noticed but close enough to see the private room. At 7:05 p.m., Nathan walked in, looking smug in his tailored suit. At 7:10 p.m., Natalie arrived, hair curled, wearing the same red dress she wore to my birthday dinner last year. My blood boiled. They hugged. He kissed her cheek. They held hands across the table. Ethan almost stood up. I grabbed his arm. Not yet. We needed proof. The waiter brought them wine. They toasted. They leaned in close, whispering. Natalie laughed, the same laugh she used when we were kids sneaking candy after bedtime. Ethan's hands clenched into fists. I pressed record on the camera. The final straw came when Nathan reached into his jacket and pulled out a small velvet box. I froze. Ethan whispered, "Is that?" Nathan opened the box, revealing a thin diamond-studded bracelet. The same one I had pointed out months ago when we passed the jewelry store on 5th. My stomach flipped. He unclasped it and slid it onto my sister's wrist. That's when I stood up. Ethan followed. I grabbed my phone and started recording as we pushed open the glass doors to the Amber Room. Nathan's smile froze mid-sentence. Natalie's face turned white. "Surprise," I whispered. They both shot up from their seats. Ethan's voice shook with rage. "Tell me this isn't what it looks like," Natalie stuttered. Ethan, I can explain." Nathan tried to step forward. "Camille, listen." I raised my phone higher. "Keep going. I'm recording." Gasps echoed from the restaurant staff who had gathered nearby. trying to pretend they weren't watching. Nathan's face twisted into that fake, charming grin. This isn't what it looks like. We were celebrating, I snapped, with the bracelet I pointed out. In the same room you took me to. Natalie's eyes filled with tears. It's not what you think. Ethan's voice cracked. Then what is it, Nat? Tell me. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I turned the camera toward her. Let me help you spell it out. I walked to their table, picked up Natalie's clutch and pulled out her phone. I opened her message thread with Nathan, right there on the screen for everyone to see. Dozens of heart emojis, late-night plans. Can't wait to see you again. Proof. Cold. Hard. Proof. Ethan covered his mouth, his whole body shaking. I didn't need to say another word. I handed the phone to Ethan, took one last look at Nathan, and whispered, "You've both lost more than you realize." Then I turned, phone still recording, and walked out the door. I should have felt victorious walking out of that restaurant with my head held high. But the truth is, when betrayal comes from blood, it cuts deeper than anything else. Ethan followed me outside, clutching Natalie's phone so tightly his knuckles turned white. He looked like he was about to collapse. "Camille, what do I do?" His voice cracked under the weight of shock. I didn't have the answer. I wanted to scream, to cry, but more than anything, I wanted to know why. Natalie had everything. A loyal husband, a home, a life people dreamed about. Why risk it? Ethan leaned against a street lamp, his whole body shaking. She's been distant for months. I thought it was stress, but this... I placed a hand on his shoulder. Go home. Don't confront her tonight. Let her come to you. He nodded weakly and disappeared into the night, leaving me alone on the sidewalk. That's when my phone buzzed. It was Natalie. "Camille, please, let me explain." I stared at the screen, heart racing. Should I answer? Should I block her forever? But something told me. I needed to hear it. I answered. "Camille, please, you don't understand." She rushed out, voice cracking. I cut her off. "Oh, I understand perfectly. You chose him, Natalie, my boyfriend. You lied to Ethan. You lied to me." Silence. And then, softly, "I didn't mean for it to happen. It started with drinks. He said you two were on a break." I laughed bitterly. "We were never on a break," she sobbed. "I'm so sorry. Please, just don't tell Mom. Don't tell the family." I felt my stomach turn. Even now, she was worried about saving face, not saving her marriage. I ended the call without another word, but something told me this wasn't over. Not even close. The next day, I woke up to a text from Ethan. She came home. She confessed. Everything. He asked if I could meet him. He didn't want to face this alone. I arrived at their house an hour later. Natalie sat on the couch, makeup smudged, tissues in her lap. Ethan stood by the window, staring out like he couldn't bear to look at her. When I entered, Natalie flinched like I'd hit her. "Camille," she whispered. I sat across from her. "Why?" Tears streamed down her face. "I don't know. I was stupid. I was lonely. He made me feel wanted." Ethan turned around, eyes red. "You were married to me, Nat. How much more did you need?" She buried her face in her hands, sobbing harder. Ethan dropped onto the chair next to me, shaking his head. "I never thought I'd lose you to him." That's when Natalie finally broke. "I didn't love him," she shouted. "It wasn't about him. It was about me." We stared at her, confused. She sniffled. "My whole life I've been the perfect daughter, the perfect wife. But I always felt like I was living in your shadow, Camille. You had the career, the freedom, the attention. I just wanted to feel like I had something you didn't." The room went silent. I leaned forward, my voice shaking. "So you took him because you thought he was the one thing I didn't deserve?" She nodded, ashamed. Ethan stood up, disgusted. "I need air." He walked out, leaving us alone. Natalie looked at me with swollen eyes. "Please, can we fix this?" I stood, my heart pounding. "I don't think you realize. You didn't just break Ethan's heart." I turned to leave. "You broke me too." Weeks passed. Ethan filed for separation. Natalie moved back in with my mom. Nathan. He tried texting, calling, even showing up at my work once. I blocked him at every turn. I tried to move on, to heal, to forget. But one night, while scrolling through my blocked messages, I noticed something strange, a voicemail from an unknown number. Curiosity got the best of me. I pressed play. It was Nathan's voice. Camille, if you're hearing this, it means you still care enough to check. You think you won, don't you? You think you humiliated me. But you don't know the full story. Natalie wasn't the first, and she won't be the last. I froze. The message continued. You really think I chose her? You were always the one I wanted, Camille, but you pushed me away. You never made me feel like I was enough. My throat tightened. He laughed coldly. And since you love to record things, you might want to check your own phone gallery. The voicemail ended. My hands trembled as I scrolled through my photos, looking for anything unusual. And then I saw it. A video file I didn't recognize. I pressed play. It was me, sleeping. Someone had filmed me, in my own apartment. My blood ran cold. Nathan had been watching me. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was something much darker. And I had no idea how far he'd already gone.